Summertime, of course, means hitting the beach, but a string of shark attacks in the Northeast is putting swimmers on high alert.
Giant creatures are lurking in the wild.
Oh, and the contract is so scary.
Some so massive, they defy belief.
The size of that hammerhead shark, guys. He's gotta be close. Dude, he's gotta be over 1,000 pounds.
Fishermen and explorers have caught these monster-sized animals on camera, showing us creatures that seem too big to be real. Get ready.
I think the next plot twist is that things are about to get really good.
Out in the open Pacific, a boat passenger caught a glimpse of something that didn't look real. A huge dorsal fin slicing through the water. And not just big. This thing looked oversized.
I think the next plot twist is that things are about to get really good.
Way beyond any known shark. No full body appeared, just that fin, calmly moving like it owned the sea.
I think this world is going to open up for you in unimaginable ways.
The man filming could barely believe it. It didn't match anything in any textbook. People online called it everything from a megalodon to a sea creature we haven't discovered yet. Whatever it was, it looked ancient and powerful. The ocean swallowed it up without another sign.
I think this world is going to open up for you in unimaginable ways.
Too close.
What the Great white.
A calm kayaking trip quickly turned into a nightmare when a massive great white shark showed up right beside a man's kayak.
What the Great white.
At first, he tried to stay calm, but then the shark started circling him. Slow, steady.
Holy shit.
Way too close. It wasn't attacking, just watching, studying. The man paddled hard, trying not to tip over.
F me. He's following me.
While the shark followed like a shadow. It stayed close for way too long.
Please don't attack me, bro.
Before finally drifting off. Once it was gone, the man could finally breathe again. But that moment, that was the kind of close call that hits you even after you're back on land. Deep trouble. This wasn't any usual fishing trip. A crew aiming to catch tuna ended up pulling in something straight out of the deep. A massive 6-gill shark. But something was off. The shark wasn't fighting. It wasn't moving. It just floated there, tangled in a rope like it had been stuck for a long time. The crew carefully worked to set it free, hoping it would snap back to life. Once the rope came loose, the shark slowly drifted with the current, barely moving at all. People online couldn't stop talking about how strange and unsettling the moment felt. Hammerhead duo. In open water, a hammerhead shark is already wild to see. But when this one showed up, people froze. It wasn't just big, it was huge. Close to 25 feet long. Its wide head cut through the ocean like a submarine. And right behind it, a smaller shark followed, almost like it was tagging along. The two swam calmly near a nearby boat, drawing everyone's attention. But then, just as quietly as they arrived, they dipped beneath the surface and disappeared. No sound, no splash, just pure ocean mystery. Gentle giant. Sharks can look terrifying, but not all of them are out to attack. A group of tourists got a rare and close-up view of a massive shark drifting right alongside their boat. No sudden moves, no circling, just calm swimming through the waves. Its wide mouth and slow pace gave it away. This was a basking shark, one of the biggest fish in the ocean, but completely harmless. These giants feed on tiny plankton, not people. Still, being that close to something so huge felt unreal. Sky launch. The ocean was calm. The man had just dropped his bait when the water turned into chaos. A 12-foot great white shark launched straight out of the water like a missile, jaws wide open, grabbing the decoy in midair. Then, in one splash, it vanished. It didn't circle. It didn't stalk. It just exploded from below, did its thing, and disappeared. The whole thing lasted just seconds, but the man filming barely had time to blink. This wasn't something you see in slow-motion documentaries. This was real, raw, and right in front of him. A rare, brutal moment that proved how fast and powerful these apex predators really are. Basking blast. Off the coast of Ireland, a diver witnessed something most people will never see in their lives. A giant basking shark launching itself into the air like a missile. It shot up right in front of him, then slammed back into the sea, sending water flying in every direction. Basking sharks are known for their calm nature and huge mouths that scoop up plankton, but breaching like that? Almost unheard of. The diver just floated there stunned. Good thing he had his camera rolling, or no one would have believed it. That kind of moment doesn't just happen every day. Close call. In the waters of Fiji, things got way too real for one diver. A huge tiger shark swam up, fast and close, aiming straight for his head. It wasn't just a brush by. This thing looked ready to snap. But just before it could strike, another diver jumped in and shoved a rod straight into the shark's mouth. That move gave the tiger shark enough pause to back off, just long enough for the diver to swim to safety. It was a split-second save that turned a near tragedy into a story of quick thinking and solid backup under pressure. White standoff. A routine spearfishing trip near Sydney turned into an unforgettable moment when a massive great white shark appeared out of nowhere. As it circled the divers, the group stayed perfectly still, hearts racing, eyes locked on the predator. It was like a high-stakes standoff, both sides waiting to see who would make the first move. The shark's massive presence was overwhelming, and the tension in the water was palpable. After a long, tense moment, the shark simply lost interest and swam off, leaving the group in a mixture of awe and relief. The experience of encountering such a powerful predator up close would stick with them forever. Shark Showdown. A fisherman tossed his bait into the ocean, expecting an ordinary catch, but instead, a massive great white shark shot up from the depths and snatched it in an instant. The power behind the shark's strike was mind-blowing. It thrashed and pulled with such force, as if daring anyone to challenge it. The fisherman stood frozen, awestruck by the raw strength of the ocean's apex predator. Surprisingly, the shark eventually let go, allowing the fisherman to recover his bait. He hadn't planned on hunting a shark that day, but somehow he found himself facing off with one of the most powerful creatures in the ocean. Shark switch. A boat crew thought they had stumbled on something grim. A massive shark, belly up, just floating there like it was gone. It looked still, lifeless, caught in the gentle waves.
Seems like...
But as they got closer, the shark twitched. Then, without warning, it flipped over and darted into the deep like nothing ever happened. Everyone on board was speechless. Turns out, sharks can enter a weird frozen state called tonic immobility when turned upside down. It's a real thing, but seeing it snap out of it like a switch flipped, that'll stay in their heads forever. Calm control. A trained shark diver had one of the most chill face-offs ever caught on camera. As a large shark swam straight toward her, she didn't panic. No sudden moves. She simply reached out and placed her hand on its head, then gently pushed it away. The shark didn't fight back or react aggressively. It just drifted off, as if it understood. This wasn't a wild attack, just a curious pass-by in the deep. That moment said everything. Confidence, respect, and calm can go a long way, even with a predator that most people would fear on sight. Clear view.
Oh, and the contract is so scary.
A man was floating across the ocean in a clear bottom kayak, just vibing and watching the fish pass underneath. But then, out of nowhere, a huge shark slid right up beside him. It wasn't charging or circling, just cruising. Smooth, silent, and massive. The guy stayed calm, dipped his camera into the water, and got a shot most people only dream of. The shark's body went past like it was showing off, then vanished into the deep like a ghost.
Oh, and the contract is so scary.
No drama, no danger. Just one of those rare moments where the ocean lets you see something wild without warning.
To have a great white here like this is so rare.
And it's something he'll probably never forget. Tug of war. A peaceful day out turned chaotic real quick when a group on a boat tossed bait into the water, only for a shark to grab it like it was personal. The line snapped tight, the rod bent hard, and suddenly, it was an all-out tug of war. The shark wasn't playing games, thrashing and yanking the boat with raw power. The man holding the line gave it everything he had, holding on while the shark refused to back down. It was wild, loud, and exhausting. But after a long standoff, the shark let go and slipped back into the water like it had just won the round anyway. Hammerhead clash. These fishermen thought they had a good catch when they reeled in a decent-sized blacktip shark.
Oh my gosh!
A massive hammerhead showed up. This thing was a monster, easily tipping the scale at over 1,000 pounds. It wasn't happy. It thrashed, twisted, and gave the crew a real fight.
The size of that hammerhead shark, guys. He's gotta be close. Dude, he's gotta be over 1,000 pounds.
They struggled to keep it under control, ropes slipping and arms shaking. But in the end, they chose to let it go. Not out of fear, out of respect. Some creatures are better left in the deep, wild and free. Shaken cage.
Summertime, of course, means hitting the beach, but a string of shark attacks in the Northeast is putting swimmers on high alert.
Shark cage diving sounds cool, until the shark grabs your cage and tries to take you for a ride. One diver learned that the hard way. While relaxing inside a clear cage underwater, a massive great white suddenly latched onto the rope, holding the whole setup. In seconds, the shark started yanking hard, shaking the cage like a toy. Everything tilted, water churned, and for a split second, it looked like the cage might flip. The diver just gripped the bars and held on. After some thrashing, the shark let go and swam off. But that wasn't a thrill. It was pure chaos. Shark snatch.
Oh, we got it!
Watch that gaff.
While out fishing, a man switched things up. From chasing dolphin fish to reeling in bonito. He managed to hook one, and it put up a solid fight. But just when victory seemed near, a giant bull shark rushed in and stole the fish right off the line.
Ooh.
Oh, we got it!
Watch that gaff.
No warning, no mercy. Instead of backing down, the fisherman got serious. He dropped fresh bait, and within moments, the same shark struck again.
Oh, he got it! He piped it! He piped it!
This time it was hooked, and it was massive. After watching it closely, he made the call to let it go. The size, the strength, it was unforgettable. Playful predator. We all know sharks as fierce hunters, but sometimes they surprise us with their playful side. A diver, working inside an aquarium, was in the middle of opening a box when a great white shark swam up, seemingly curious about what was going on. Instead of acting aggressively, the shark gently nudged the box with its nose, as if it was playing a little game. The diver remained calm, mesmerized by the shark's inquisitive nature. The mighty predator circled around the diver, clearly more interested in the box than in anything else. It was a reminder that even the most intimidating sharks have their moments of curiosity and fun. Circle watch.
I think it's actually a bull shark. That's a big bull shark. And those things are meaner than great whites if it is.
In the middle of the ocean, peace can flip in a second. One group found that out when a massive 15-foot bull shark.
I think it's actually a bull shark. That's a big bull shark. And those things are meaner than great whites if it is.
Started circling their boat. It didn't rush or thrash. It just moved slowly, like it was checking them out. Not charging, not running, just watching. Everyone on board froze. Nobody screamed, but no one relaxed either. The shark was close, too close. For minutes it kept looping around, brushing the edge of the boat. Then, just like that, it slipped away into the deep. No splash, no drama. Just a silent goodbye from a giant that left everyone with their hearts racing. Massive shadows. During a cruise across the Pacific, a man captured something that made jaws drop. 2 massive sharks just beneath the surface. These weren't your average great whites. Their size made nearby boats look like toys. The video shook viewers because the sharks looked far too large to be anything normal. The man behind the camera swore they were megalodons, the prehistoric monsters said, to grow up to 60 feet long. That's triple the size of today's biggest sharks. Whether that's true or not, the footage was enough to send chills across the internet. One thing's for sure, the ocean hides things that can still leave people speechless. Shark remains. What started as a relaxing boat ride turned into something way more eerie. A group of boaters spotted a huge shape floating in the distance, and as they got closer, the size of it hit them. It was the remains of a basking shark. Parts of it were already missing, probably taken by scavengers. Its lifeless body gently rocked in the waves, and the scene felt both sad and surreal. The group tried to move it, worried it might drift into boat traffic, but it was way too heavy. They had to call in the Coast Guard for help. While they waited, they recorded everything. One of those moments that felt like a strange dream in the middle of the sea. Shark Champ.
I don't think anything could ever top this.
Most kids spend vacation playing games or building sandcastles, but the one in the video was different. He straight up went head-to-head with a great white shark. On a family trip to Florida, he hooked into something big, and the fight was on. For 45 minutes, he wrestled with the beast, holding tight while it pulled with everything it had. The moment it surfaced, jaws and all, jaws literally dropped. After checking it out, they gently let it go, back to the deep where it belonged. One thing's for sure, this kid didn't just catch a shark. He reeled in a story that's gonna follow him for life. Shark standoff.
Look at the size of that. Look at him. He could tip the boat over. Look at him.
Out in the middle of calm, quiet water near Japan, a woman looked down from her boat and froze. Right below her was a giant shadow moving slow and steady.
Whoa! Oh my God! Oh.
A great white shark. Massive, silent, and just inches below the surface.
Whoa! I'm videoing right now.
It hovered there, staring up at her like it knew she was watching. For a few tense seconds, they just locked eyes. One of the ocean's top predators and a lone human, face to face. No splashing, no panic, just pure, quiet intensity. And then, just like that, the shark turned and glided back into the deep. It didn't need to prove anything. It already owned that moment. Net surprise. The fishermen on this trip were expecting tuna, not teeth. They pulled in their net and found a massive great white shark stuck inside, thrashing and tangled. It was bigger than anything they'd handled before, and the mood instantly flipped from routine to whoa, this just got serious. But instead of freaking out, they moved fast and worked together to free it. No panic, just focus. The second it broke free, the shark disappeared into the water like it had never been there at all. One wild reminder that the ocean doesn't care what you think you're fishing for. it'll always throw something wild your way. Deep Blue Glide. One woman went diving and ended up swimming beside a legend, a full-grown great white shark, just the two of them in the open sea. Most people would have bailed, but she stayed cool, watching as the shark just swam beside her like a ghost. No fast moves, no threats. It didn't seem bothered. It just swam, and she swam with it, sharing the water for one surreal moment. Then it faded away into the deep, leaving behind a memory that looked more like a dream than real life. Underwater chill. Two scuba divers were out exploring, filming the coral and fish, when something big approached. A shark. But instead of freaking out, they stayed still and calm, floating face to face with the predator. The shark wasn't angry or wild. It just hovered, watching them like it was curious. One diver, bold as ever, reached out and gave it a soft tap on the face. It was a gentle pat. The shark didn't react. It gave one more look, then swam off like it had somewhere better to be. No fear, no nothing. Just a quiet meeting in the deep. Boat trouble. Shark-shaped boats might look cool, but they are not fooling real sharks. In fact, they might be fooling them too well. One guy found that out the hard way. He was cruising around in a boat designed to look just like a shark when the real deal showed up. At first, the sharks just circled, but soon things got wild. One rammed the side, then another. It was like they thought a stranger shark had rolled up into their zone. The guy gripped the controls and braced himself, hoping the fake fins would hold up. That day, the ocean didn't just test his boat, it tested his nerves. Shark Watcher. One fisherman caught something straight out of a horror movie. While out filming, he spotted a half-eaten shark drifting near his boat. Its whole back half was gone. But what really sent a chill through the air was another shark nearby. It wasn't feeding. It wasn't scary. It was just watching, floating there like it was standing guard. No rush, no bites, just silence. The fisherman kept recording, unsure what he was seeing. Sharks don't usually mourn, but this felt different. Maybe it was full, maybe it was curious, or maybe it was something we just don't understand yet. Close encounter. While swimming through clear blue water, a diver found herself staring straight into the eyes of a tiger shark. It came in fast, heading right for her. But instead of panicking, she kept cool. She reached out and calmly nudged it away. The shark paused, then glided off without a fuss. Tiger sharks are curious by nature, often more interested in exploring than attacking. This one just wanted a closer look. That moment, captured underwater, was a reminder that calm minds can handle even the wildest encounters. Line Snatcher. In the Bahamas, a group of fishermen had a day they'll never forget. It started normal enough, catching yellow eye snapper and chasing wahoo, but the ocean had other plans. While bottom fishing in shallow waters, they hooked a reef shark. Just when they thought they had it, something huge shot out of the deep. A massive 14-foot tiger shark, nearly 1,000 pounds, lunged straight at the catch. With one bite, it ripped the reef shark clean off the line and disappeared like it owned the place. No struggle, no second chance. Just a wild, jaw-dropping moment that proved who really rules the ocean. Whale Pass.
Wow, look at that. Look at this beautiful whale.
Some days the ocean just gives you magic. A group of fishermen were out on the water when something massive swam by their boat. A giant humpback whale. And right beside it was its calf. Even they are massive. One of the fishermen reached out and gently touched the calf.
Wow, look at that. Look at this beautiful whale.
It didn't flinch, just calm curiosity. These gentle giants swam by with ease, leaving everyone on board stunned in silence. That kind of moment sticks with you. A quiet reminder that the ocean isn't just water. It's wild, alive, and full of surprises. power battle. Two fishermen found themselves locked in a brutal tug of war with a massive shark. They thought they had it. Lines were tight, arms were shaking, and the fight felt endless. But this shark wasn't going down easy. It thrashed and pulled like it had something to prove. For a few minutes, it looked like the fishermen had the upper hand. Then, snap. It broke free and disappeared into the dark water, just like that. The men were left stunned, breathless, and empty-handed. But that shark? It swam off like a champion. Not every day ends with a win, but the memory sticks. Surrounded below. One diver, deep in the blue, glanced up and saw something that would send most people scrambling. Tiger sharks circling calmly above him. But instead of panicking, he reached out and gave one a soft tap on the head. No fear. No flinch. The shark just kept cruising like nothing happened. It didn't attack, didn't speed off. It simply drifted along, owning the space. Watching it up close like that felt unreal. For all the horror stories out there, this was something else. Calm, surreal, and weirdly peaceful. A moment where fear turned into pure awe. Tagging giants. Studying sharks up close is a task that requires courage, especially when you're dealing with a 17-foot hammerhead. A dedicated team of marine researchers set out to tag this enormous ocean creature and gather data about its movements. Luring the hammerhead with bait was easy enough, but the real challenge was attaching the tracking device to such a powerful creature. The shark's sheer size and strength made the process tricky, but after some tense moments and careful effort, they secured the tag. With a powerful flick of its tail, the massive shark disappeared into the deep blue, ready to send back vital data. This thrilling scientific endeavor was an experience no one would forget. Megalodon encounter. A submarine crew was on an expedition deep underwater when they saw something that took their breath away. A megalodon. This prehistoric monster was one of the largest sharks ever to roam the earth, growing up to 60 feet long and weighing as much as a railroad car. With its muscular body and massive tail, the megalodon glided effortlessly through the water. It breathed through gill slits on the sides of its head, much like today's sharks. Seeing such a colossal creature left the crew completely stunned. Megalodons were supposed to be extinct, but for that moment, it felt like they had traveled back in time to an ancient ocean. Shark petting. Sharks aren't exactly known for being great pets, but that didn't stop one man from trying. While standing on his boat, he decided it was a good idea to reach out and pet a shark. Without hesitation, he touched the top of its mouth multiple times, expecting it to just swim away. Surprisingly, the shark didn't act aggressively. It just moved out of reach each time, almost like it was playing along. The man stayed confident, as if nothing could go wrong. But for anyone watching, it was clear this playful moment could have turned into something much more dangerous with one wrong move. Shark encounter. Spearfishing is already intense, but imagine having a great white shark join the mix. That's exactly what happened to a diver about 20 miles off the North Carolina coast. Out of nowhere, a massive 10-foot great white appeared, gliding effortlessly through the water and getting uncomfortably close. The diver stayed as still as possible, watching the shark circle around him. It seemed more curious than aggressive, but let's be real. That's still pretty unsettling when you're face to face with one of the ocean's top predators. After a few tense moments, the shark swam away, leaving the diver with an unforgettable, once-in-a-lifetime experience. Megalodon power. Sharks have always been some of the ocean's most powerful predators, but nothing compares to the megalodon. This ancient giant ruled the seas, and a rare moment caught on camera showed just how unstoppable it was. The massive megalodon suddenly slammed into wooden tracks in the water, sending waves crashing and leaving everyone in awe. It looked like the giant shark was locked in an underwater battle with something else, its size and power on full display. Though most of the struggle remained hidden beneath the surface, that brief glimpse of the beast was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Surfing shark. Riding the waves feels like pure freedom, but sometimes there's more happening beneath the surface than we realize. A young surfer paddled through the water, completely unaware that a shark was swimming just below him. The shark carefully circled, noticing the surfer, but choosing not to engage. Instead of attacking, it simply slipped away, vanishing into the depths. Meanwhile, the surfer, still lost in the rhythm of the ocean, never knew how close he had come to one of nature's most powerful predators. Shark jump. You never know what might happen out on the water. A man was standing on his boat when, out of nowhere, a gigantic great white shark launched itself into the air. For a brief moment, it seemed like the shark was heading straight for him. The sheer size of the predator was unreal, and the force of the leap sent shockwaves through the air. Acting quickly, the man stepped back just as the shark crashed back into the ocean, sending water flying everywhere. Luckily, no contact was made, and the massive shark disappeared back into the depths. Megalodon sightings.
Holy crap! Oh my god!
People can deny the evidence as much as they want, but sightings like this offer proof.
Holy crap! Oh my god!
Proof that the prehistoric monstrous shark is back. Or maybe it never really left. A deep-sea camera captured an eerie moment when a massive shark was spotted resting on the seafloor, blending so well that it was nearly invisible.
It was the lasers bouncing off of his body.
As the submarine's red lights passed over it, the shark suddenly stirred. It had likely been waiting for prey, but the lights disturbed it. Fortunately, it didn't attack the sub, or who knows what could have happened. Megalodon mystery. There's always a bigger fish in the water, and this clip is a perfect example. A huge shark appeared out of nowhere, grabbed its meal, and vanished into the depths. Everyone who saw the footage was convinced it was the prehistoric Megalodon, but since the shark never resurfaced, no one could say for sure. So, what do you think about the video? Let me know in the comments below. Today's subscribers' pick of the day is... this massive fish caught by locals. These locals, husband and wife, sort of live off the grid. Despite posting, they are not that social, so they hunt for food themselves. And this turned out to be one of their best. As they set up 2 water pumps to drain the water, they started getting their hands wet because they were about to catch a massive monster with just their hands. After 30 minutes, they caught a glimpse of the fish and then guided it out of the water body. The fish has unusual eyes though. I am not sure which species this is, so let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching.